tonight, federal immigration officers are trying to get a sickle cell patient receiving life-saving treatment at Oishei Children's Hospital in Buffalo kicked out of this country. His doctors say he could die, though, if he gets deported. Investigative Post reported on the 20-year-old migrant from Venezuela who has legal status but who now faces deportation because of a shoplifting arrest. Police say Anderson Contreras Hernandez stole a pair of $90 underwear from the Walden Galleria earlier this month. Officers handed him over to U.S. Customs and Border Protection, but the next day he was admitted to the hospital for sickle cell complications. A spokesperson for the federal government says his shoplifting charge nullifies his legal status, and because of the Laken-Riley Act, he is eligible for deportation even though he hasn't been convicted. Shoemaker reported that story for Investigative Post, and he joins me now live here tonight. This one is a little different than the cases that you've been looking at in the past. Tell me about the Laken-Riley Act, which was a big story before Congress when it passed.
Yeah, this was one of the first big legislative actions that President Trump took when he took office in January. This was a bill sitting on his desk ready for his signature after it was passed in both chambers by the new Republican majority. What this law says, and opponents will say that it strips away due process rights from migrants. What it does is it mandates that if you are a migrant and you are accused of a crime, not convicted, accused of a crime, immigration authorities must detain you without bond, meaning that in this case you are charged with shoplifting from the mall. You are then detained by U.S. Customs and Border Protection, perhaps later ICE. You cannot get out.
Yeah. And the interesting thing here is, you know, he is in the hospital right now. His doctors have told you directly, right, that his life perhaps hangs in the balance of all this?
Yeah, this is such a unique situation that his doctor went ahead and got HIPAA authorization from the patient and his family to talk to me on the record about this. They are so concerned that if he is put into any kind of ICE detention for a long period of time without proper medical care, he could have a flare-up of his sickle cell disease. Now, I just want to paint a picture of this for you. Sickle cell patients undergo excruciating pain. Some have described it as feeling like there are shards of glass flowing through their veins. Their veins constrict, and it's very, very painful. To paint a better picture of it, this kid, Anderson, he had such a bad flare-up that he exhibited the signs of a panic attack. So think about what that was like visually. You're in such bad pain that somebody looking at you thinks you're having a panic attack. That's why he was taken to Oishei. U.S. Customs agents took him to Oishei because they thought he was having a panic attack. He gets examined by the doctors and they say, no, this is a sickle cell flare-up. So they're very worried that if he is in a detention scenario, whether that's by customs, whether that's by ICE, whether that's in the deportation process, he could have one of these flare-ups. It might not get treated in time, and if it's not treated in time, he faces very life-threatening complications.
And again, just to be clear here, he has not been convicted of any crime, and he denies any wrongdoing here. Real quickly, what happens next in all this?
So his attorneys have filed what's called a writ of habeas corpus in the courts, in the federal court before Judge John Sinatra. That is essentially a lawsuit saying we want the federal government to release him from U.S. Customs and ICE custody. They are basically saying to the federal government, you have to, we are asking for a humanitarian release of our client here. We don't have an update on where that case is right now. The doctors are pretty adamant that they're not going to release him from the hospital into custody until they have, dead-on certainty that he will have the proper medical care. Now, the medical guidelines for this say that you have to, within an hour of a flare-up, be examined by a competent doctor. So that's a pretty high bar for ICE to be able to meet.
Yeah, I know you'll stay on top of it. Go to investigativepost.org to read Dale's full report. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.